So with set 1.0 officially releasing, we need to start looking at what we need to get our hands on. If you haven't got any product yet, then now is the time to finally get in there. Now that stores will officially have it with the official release and can get restocks, that sort of thing. What do we need to go after? 1.5 is right around the corner after this. Less than a month away, we'll get the next set already, which will drastically change the game as we know it. The current 1.0 meta, even though it's officially only out for roughly 3 weeks and some change before the next set drops and changes everything, we might as well start looking ahead at what 1.5 will bring, so that way we know what to go ahead and get from 1.0, so that way we're ready for 1.5. So a lot of what's already coming out in 1.5 is pretty self-inclusive on the things that it can offer you. The things that you need to run a lot of the strategies are already pretty much included, but there are a lot of support cards that can go along with what's in 1.5, and that's what we're here to look up today. Okay, so starting out with red, what's going to change with red? In 1.5, Alter S comes out, which will just revolutionize the way Omnimon is played. Gone is the day of blue Omnimon being the best. Red Omnimon will certainly take over, so we need to get the cards from 1.0 that's really going to help make that deck better. So it's pretty easy for this one. You're going to be looking at stuff like the Dark Tyrannomon, just for that one cost evolution. Same with the Groundramon, and that's basically kind of it. You could, I mean, maybe argue a Metal Tyrannomon, possibly, but more than likely not, because you'll be running Groundramon as well as the champion version of Volcanic Dramon, just as very low-cost evolutions, just to ramp up as fast as possible into your Alter S or your regular Omnimon. So from 1.0, you're just looking at basically getting the Dark Tyrannomon and the Groundramon as your main red targets. You'll also want to be getting stuff like the red starter deck as well to go along with these, but those are going to be the main ones out of this. Next, we're going to take a look at blue. So blue, the main part of blue is going to be switching over from blue Omnimon. Now we're going to switch into Imperial Dramon, right? So we're running a really jamming focused meta for blue, that is. And to do that, they have a lot of the cards already in the 1.5 set, so you won't necessarily need a whole lot of cards from 1.0 to run that strategy. But things that you'll want to definitely get your hands on are things like your, same with red, you're going to get your vanillas here that are your low-cost evolutions. They're going to be good for forever, so make sure you hold on to those. They're eventually going to come back again when the Omnimon set comes out. Yeah, don't even get me started on that craziness. But blue Omnimon will probably be coming back again around, and you'll want those for that. But for 1.5, you're going to be looking at stuff like maybe a set of Frigimon, because it's got the jamming, just as a level 4 ultimate that you can go into, or champion that you can go into here. Just it has jamming, so it synergizes well. Gomamon is huge with this on deletion gain 1 memory. Like, this just doesn't fall off, and for a blue strategy, you'll always want this as a rookie, no matter what. Kind of the same for Gabumon here, just on play. That draw effect is just really good. You could avoid the Gabumon, but I definitely recommend getting the Gomamon for sure. All right, next up, yellow. So finally, yellow is about to explode onto the meta scene. This next deck is still performing insanely well, even in Japan, after 4 releases of sets, and it's still doing well, and that's going to be Shine Greymon. We're finally getting Shine Greymon. It was on the pack for 1.0. Why it wasn't included, I don't know, but we'll get beyond it finally. And so things that you're going to be looking for out of yellow is going to be basically all your stall cards. Not only that, you're going to be wanting to get your tamers as well. So your TK here, as well as your Karis. You're going to be wanting to get both of those, getting a playset of both, because yeah, they play a lot of tamers, as well as the starter deck. You want to make sure you get that one as well with that TK. Yeah, so in total you'll have like 12 tamers that you can choose from there. Some people play a full 12, some people only play 10, but you're gonna need all the yellow tamers, okay? As well as you're gonna want stall cards, so maybe a set of Magnadramon. I don't know if you're gonna need a full set of Magnadramon, but it doesn't hurt to go ahead and get it. It's a pretty common card to get. There she is. So not too bad. Just good for recovery until you can build up enough tamers to go into your Shine Greymon plays, right? You don't want to drop Shine Greymon too early before you have really any tamers on field. So you need ways to slow down your opponent until you can get to that point. So lots of recovery, blockers, that sort of thing. Green, we'll come back to green. Also for blue, not only do we have Imperialdramon, but we also have Ulforce coming out. So a lot of hype behind him. I'm not sure how meta relevant he's going to be, but he's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want a really fun blue deck to play that you don't want to get, made fun of a whole lot, play Ulforce. I think everyone will respect an Ulforce player because it's not necessarily the absolute best blue deck to play, but it is a really powerful one that when it does go off, it's incredibly good. It's maybe not as consistent at going full on like crazy mode as like Imperialdramon, which is a little more consistent. But things like your Vidramons here, you'll want to get anything, either of these guys. I know one's on Altar Art, so either one, a playset of either, as well as the promos from the Dash packs, I believe it was, or was it the Box Topper. Where you can get V-Tamer Tai, as well as the Zero, Vidramon Zero, that guy. So you'll want to definitely get a playset of those. You can also get them as box toppers in 1.5 to help with that, but it doesn't hurt to, if you can get your hands on them now for a decent price or a decent trade, I would go ahead and pick up those as well, those box toppers for the Ulforce deck. Alright, so looking at purple, honestly, purple, they got pretty much all their great cards in 1.0. So if you want to play purple, you can basically play a full power purple just as is out of 1.0. So anything that you want to build as a 1.0 meta purple deck will carry over into the 1.5. I don't see it really changing much until we get to the booster set 4. And I know we go from 1 to 1.5 to 4. It's crazy, but that's how they're doing it. But when set 4 comes out, then we'll get some more purple that'll start changing the way we play purple. But for now, honestly, purple's got pretty much everything, every good card that they need. So black is actually going to change a lot. Right now, black isn't hardly doing anything, sadly. It's got some really cool cards like the War Greymon that's black, as well as Machine Dramon. It's got some cool cards that feel like they should be good, but the deck just kind of falls apart and doesn't really work well. But you can go ahead and get some key pieces that's really going to set you up for awesome decks in 1.5, because 1.5 you're going to get stuff like Craniumon, Cresgarurumon, some really nice stuff there. So things like the Gearmon there, or Hagurumon. Gotsumon is just really cool. I love Gotsumon. I think it's awesome. It's a rookie blocker. I mean, 0-cost evolution. Literally the same card for blue is a 1-cost evolution. So yeah, good job for black. Toy Agumon, so incredibly important to get this guy here, because he gives reboot. And in a black deck, which is all about blocking, it's really good to be able to attack with your blockers and then reboot them on your opponent's turn to be able to block with them again. So definitely want to get a full set of Toy Agumon, absolutely for sure. Things like Greymon as well, because anything that has reboot, which is most of black, it also gains jamming, so when you attack with it, you don't have to worry about it dying most of the time when it attacks into stack. So definitely going to be great cards to get for sure. Andromon, same thing. He's just a solid level 5. He has blocker just built in, so solid pick for sure. Unfortunately, I don't know if War Greymon that's black is really going to see much play. Same with black War Greymon. it's a real shame because I think this card just on paper seems like it should be great. Blocker and reboot built into one. I mean, I would love that on like red or something like that, but I don't know. It just doesn't really seem to perform very well. Also, 11,000 DP with no good way to boost it on your own turn. It dies to too much. There's too much that can kill it. Too many 12,000 DP that can be in stack, or heaven forbid an Omnimon or a Millenniummon. It just dies to too much. I'm a big fan of looking back on the good times. I think it's a great option card for black. D-Digivolve 1, I know it's a 4 cost, but D-Digivolve 1, and then if it's a level 3 Digimon, you get to just trash it, or is that what it is? Then if that is play cost is 4 or less, delete it, right? So that's super cool. So D-Digivolve and then potentially just delete it right afterwards. It's a great way just to handle blockers, that sort of thing. Just clear a blocker off the field with this guy. As well as they have the D-Digivolve just for 1, right? So it's 1 less to play this one. But if there's like an Omnimon or something on the field that you want to get rid of, you can just play Spider Shooter for 3. It clears the Omnimon. It leaves everything else underneath the Omnimon, but that's a lot easier to run over something like an 11 or 12k rather than a humongous 15k. Okay, so not a bad option to go ahead and just at least get a play set of them. You might not need them, but it doesn't hurt to have it. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about it. This, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, but green is probably going to take over for a good bit of 1.5 as the most powerful, popular deck, just because it's more efficient at doing things than almost any other deck is. The things like blue was really good at draw power. Well, green is really good at just searching for the cards it needs off the top of the deck, as well as it's more memory efficient to play green than even blue. Blue has Hammer Spark and some pretty good evolution cost Digimon, but green can just do it so much better, and it gets so gnarly in 1.5 when you get these guys right here, because they can tap themselves to reduce the cost when you're trying to digivolve into them, and you can basically get up into a level 6 for almost nothing. Like maybe 1 or 2 is all they need. Memory is all they need to go all the way up into a 6. It's terrifying. Like, green is going to be gnarly. So what do you need from green? Goblimon for sure. 0 cost evolution, 2 cost drop. You're going to want to play a set of those, definitely. Tentamon, a great one here. Just suspend when attacking, suspending basically rookies. Palmon's not a bad one to go ahead and get. You can add a level 4 Digimon when you play this. Again, being able to just search for the exact cards you need. Vegemon, of course, you're going to want to get this guy. Most busted level 4 in the game. Not because it has a crazy effect or anything, but 1 cost evolution. Alright, other decks have those. 6,000 DP. Yep, that's pretty standard for a 1 cost evolution, level 4. But then a play cost of 4. Like, what were they thinking? Like, why does green get this random play cost 4 Digimon when everyone else that does the same thing is a 6 cost? I don't know, but you're going to want to play a set of it. It exists. Take advantage of it. Woodmon, this is going to be your level 4 blocker. Definitely get a play set of those. Pretty much any color, if there's a level 4 blocker, you're going to want to go ahead and get a play set of them. For the main colors, they come in the starter deck, so you'll have them anyways. But green, black, and purple, you have to get them out of 1.5 or 1.0, so make sure you do that. Kabuterimon, again, 1 cost evolution, also great effect. Definitely get a play set of these guys for sure as well. Mimi here, another great card that green has. Just they have all this craziness. Mimi is the only card in the game that we've seen that works like it does so far, and basically you get to suspend her to either get an extra egg hatch for the turn, or you get to raise something out of the egg hatch. So if you hatch that turn and go into a rookie, you can tap her to immediately bring that rookie out, and her whole mechanic actually breaks the game, because even though that egg just got played this turn, it doesn't actually work like that. You just hatch it, so there's no playing involved, so you can immediately attack with that Digimon this turn if you use Mimi on it, which is so crazy. Same with if you play her and then you raise something. If you have an empty raising area, you can tap her to hatch another egg and get another rookie evolution on top of whatever it is and get another draw. Mimi's just great, as well as she's the memory fixing tamer for green. Flower Cannon, of course you're going to want to get your playset of Flower Cannon. Like I said, green has a lot of great toolbox cards in 1.0, and with it being the best deck in 1.5, you got to get your hands on the green cards now, because once 1.5 comes out, whoever didn't jump on it, those people are about to start paying an arm and a leg for these cards because of how popular they're going to be. Puppetmon, also, if you haven't seen my staples video of like all the best like staples that can go in any deck, definitely check that video out for sure. Puppetmon is on that list. Puppetmon just is in almost every deck. Every deck that scores really well in a tournament, Puppetmon's probably in that deck, at least as a 1 of, maybe a 2 of. You'll definitely want that for your green deck, just because you can actually have the option to Digivolve into it if you absolutely need to, because when you attack with it, you get a memory back, so it essentially almost turns him into a 2-cost for the turn evolution. Another rookie you're want to get is Agumon. Just Agumon's so great, plus 1k DP. It's going to be good for any deck, honestly. Like, Red plays it. Red plays multiple variations of this. I mean, Guilmon, right? He basically does the same thing, but more restrictions on it, and people still run that at 4 of. So definitely going to want to get your playset of Agumon. Sadly, the Tyrannomons, that whole line, really dies out after 1.5 hits. I haven't seen Rust Tyrannomon. Sadly, not even in 1.0 now is it really doing well. It's a fun deck. It's one of those really fun decks that people enjoy, but it's not like meta-defining. Cherrymon, you can go ahead and get a playset of them. It doesn't hurt. It's a level 5 blocker, so that's pretty cool. 7k, that'll basically block almost all level 4s, I think. So, solid blocker. Block all level 3s, block pretty much all level 4s. Solid blocker for sure. It doesn't hurt to get a playset of that as well for green. Also for red, I wanted to point this out as I had to actually go back and add this in. Guilmon is in 1.0. You'll want to get a playset of Guilmon. Basically does the same thing that Agumon does that you'll want to get, which is that plus 1000 DP. Guilmon's a little more restricted because they have that 5 more cards in the graveyard or in the trash. That's going to be pretty easy to get after like turn 2. So for the majority of the game, Guilmon will be live, so you don't have to really worry about that. If you're like worried, well, 5 or more, you know, that's hard to do. I mean, that might be hard to do first turn, but most 80-90% of the game, it'll be fine. So definitely get a playset of Guilmon because you'll want it as one of your rookies, as well as you'll want to get a playset of Volcanic Dramon for Alter S. So you're going to be running 2 of the big Firebirds, basically. I know Volcanic Dramon is basically a dragon, but still, he is awesome. So not only does he just murder Rookie Rush, he's also kind of like a pseudo Alter S in a way, because Alter S is also a major just kill all rookies and level 4s and everything. But this is nice because not only is it a good 11 drop as part of my Staples video. Again, if you haven't checked out the Staples video, check it out, because this is another one on that list of amazing Digimon that fits in any deck. But also just a 3-cost evolution for, and he's got security attack plus 1. I mean, not bad, but then you can either go into either of your Omnimons. He's going to be your 4 of alongside your Phoenixmon as your 8 level 6s that you're going to want to run. Yes, you're going to want to run 8 level 6s. I know it's crazy, but you're running like 5 or 6 level 7s, so you need a lot of level 8 or level 6s to go into. And I think he's just going to be better than all the War Greymons. He's more useful, I would say, than the War Greymons are, and then nothing's going to beat the Phoenixmon with that 2-cost evolution. It's just way more pure and memory efficient to run that than anything else. And then this is going to be your other half of that coin. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy this type of content, I try to put it out as much as possible, so definitely subscribe. Also, if you really enjoyed the content, check out my Patreon. I have a link in the description below for it. You can get access to my Discord server, as well as if you're a Dragon Village M fan, account takeovers where I help you out with your account. If you're a Digimon fan, I've got monthly giveaway, well, not even giveaway, I've got monthly merch that's specific to Patreon, stuff like memory counters, custom made. This is the baby form of Vmon here. There's gonna be more in the works also, so lots of memory counters, all kinds of awesome Digimon merch. So definitely check out that tier. And if you're just all out crazy, there's other tiers if you're that dedicated. As well as check out my Teespring. I've got awesome merch there, you know, official Battle Ready Ink merch. Awesome phone cases for you Digimon fans out there. They've got them for iPhones as well as Samsungs. So they are super sweet. If you've seen the last Digimon movie, that's where these are from. I had a friend of mine custom make these so that way they fit perfectly on these phone cases. They look super good. So definitely check those out. But at the end of the day, if you can't do any of that, just like I said, like the video. That helps a ton. And subscribe. It doesn't hurt, but it helps me. So that's what's the real benefit. And as always, I'll see you next time.